Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday to all your sunshiny faces. It actually feels like Monday because my dad's been home from work. Like, I was like, oh yeah, he'll be home from work one of the days. I don't know. The entire week has just thrown me off because of like Thanksgiving. Everybody was home. My dad's been home since Thursday, and then he was home today and yesterday also, and he was home yesterday because I told you guys how I was supposed to go out for dinner at a restaurant in Chicago yesterday. Kind of like, they decorate really nice. Like, my dad used to go there all the time. My dad grew up in the city, so they went to, there was a lot of places like in restaurants and stuff like that, that my dad, like, that were just kind of like family staple restaurants. The Italian Village, and also the Walnut Room, which was where we were going to go today, or I'm sorry, yesterday, because of, you know, like I was saying, they decorate really nice for like Christmas and everything like that. However, my mom has not been feeling the greatest since Thanksgiving. Just, she's felt very sore, and like just from like all the stuff of like doing things for Thanksgiving and stuff like that, and getting ready for Thanksgiving. And then also too, in addition to that though, because there was going to be a lot of walking, we most likely would have to have walked from the train station to the Walnut Room, which isn't that far, but again too, my mom probably wouldn't have been able to do it. So like, we would have had to have gotten like separate cabs, or else like we ended up like having to, you know, like some people would be able to go and then others would have to have walked, you know, something like that. So it just ended up where, you know, we didn't end up going yesterday, because in addition to that too, Jack has not been feeling good since like last Friday maybe, or something like that. So there's just, again, a handful of reasons why we weren't able to go. But my dad was off yesterday for that, and then today, because he was kind of assuming we might be back a little later today. We didn't know, I think we thought the reservations too were at a different time, like they were later than they actually were. But like, again too, going into the city and then, you know, walking around, hanging out there, and then going back home, my dad was like, we might be home kind of late, and then he had to go to work, you know, today. So he was like, I'm just gonna take off Tuesday also. And also too, because our flooring guy was coming today. So he ended up coming today, and we ended up getting probably about, I'd say 75% of the room upstairs is done, and flooring is done. So I think he said he's going to bring somebody else, like a partner, tomorrow to work on the trim while he finishes the floor, and then they'll probably both finish the trim. So he might be able to finish tomorrow. I think I told you guys it was going to be about 2 days, but potentially they might have to still do a little bit more and finish up on you know, like on Thursday. But most likely by the end of the week, like Friday at the very latest, hopefully everything will be done and finished. Like I said, the way he was able to get everything done today, I'm assuming so. And again, to the trim, I'm kind of guessing isn't going to take that long. But again, too, they're able to, you know, he was able to, and he just worked again by himself today, but got pretty much almost the entire flooring done. The only thing is my mom's closet space isn't done, and then my dad's closet / office space, he ran like the boards all the way up to one point, but then like that entire wall he didn't completely finish. So I think there's probably still like 2 more boards on that side that have to be done. And then everything was in my mom's closet, like all the flooring, like boxes were in there. So that's why I think he started in my mom's office. So like that entire room is completely done. And then the most of like my parents' like sleeping area space / my dad's like closet office space, that's kind of done. And then my mom's closet, her closet hasn't been done, but that's because, like I said, the boxes were all in there, so he didn't start in that spot. So like once he gets around to that, then he's gonna have to move all the boxes across. So I'll show you guys it though, most likely when it's done, or at least like maybe tomorrow, or maybe on Thursday, or like I said, something like that. And then we're saying that most likely Friday we can start moving furniture, which is, oh my goodness, guys, I'm so excited. Like Friday we get to start moving things. So my parents' bed is probably gonna like go up there, like probably be one of the first things, because we were thinking about it. We have to get my parents out of their bedroom so that we can get Jack out of his room, but his room is also my mom's office, and that's where her built-in desk is right now. And it's built-in. We built it into, like, you know, we secured it to the wall and everything like that. but we can still take it out and move it. So, you know, but I mean, we have to take it apart to move it. So it's not just like freestanding, like my desk is freestanding. Hers is actually like, it's cabinetry that then we built into, you know, it's basically cabinets. And so we secured all the cabinets to the wall, and now we have to undo all of that and now move all of that stuff upstairs into her office. So, like I was saying, that all has to get done. But we can't do that until Jack is out of his bedroom, and he's going to temporarily be moved into my parents' room, and then we're going to end up moving, like redo his room. So we're going to do the paint, we're going to do the floors, and then when that's done, we're going to be able to, and I think there's also, we're going to add extra outlets in there, because although, and maybe move outlet placement, I don't know. Outlet stuff and electric also has to kind of get done and touched up a little bit, because like, for example, my next room, which is going to be what my parents' room is, the room that Jack's moving into temporarily. It's going to be weird. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be in my room by Christmas time. I don't know if like anybody's actually going to be in their rooms by Christmas time. But we'll at least all have our own rooms for Christmas. Like, if it does come down to it, Matthew might have to be in Jack's room for like while he's home for break before everything gets sorted out. So, but again, too, everybody should be in their own rooms. But like, because of that too, like all the extra stuff that also has to get done, like in addition to, again, the other paintings of all the rooms, the floors being refinished in all the rooms. Because I think I was telling you guys, it makes the most sense. The hardwood floors, they're not in the worst shape, but they're not in the best shape. Like the ones in the living room are probably in way worse shape than the bedroom floors are. But my thought is, if they don't get done now, while everybody is completely out of one of those rooms, they're never going to get done, and it's not going to happen, because we're not going to be able to, again, move furniture all around and everything like that. And my thought is, it has to be done now or it won't be done. The same thing too with painting. Like, the painting has to be done, and although the painting's easier than I think refinishing the floors, so like everybody can get their new coat of paint in their rooms and stuff like that, it's only going to really be able to happen while everybody's still, like I said, we're minus one person right now, minus one less room of stuff, and then also too being able to you know, move things around and move people around for the time being, well, you know, there's a vacant room. And so then again too, we can move all of my stuff out of here into my current room, and then this will be the vacant room before Matthew comes in, so we can finish like the stuff in here, and again, get everybody's paint coats done and everything like that. And also too, like I was saying, there's some electric that probably has to be done, because like in my room, the same with Jack. So there's a closet like on the one side, there's a closet on Jack's bedroom, and then the same wall on the other end, the closet's on my room. So that whole wall is like closet. However, there's no outlets on those walls, and I know I really want an outlet on that wall, and Jack, I think that's where he wants to put his TV, so he also really wants an outlet on that wall. So it's gonna be, again, much easier, because we can actually go from the crawl space and go up, I believe, because my dad actually ran on both of those walls, though. There is the internet access, like the Ethernet cord is there, but there's no electric. So my dad can go, though, I hope the electric is all from the crawl space. I think my dad can go from the crawl space and go up and then put the outlets in there. But again too, because Jack's bedroom was my mom's office, we had some higher outlets in there, which I think he might want to move again. I don't know exactly. But long story short, there's adjustments that kind of need to be made to some of the rooms too. Like, I don't know if maybe Matthew wants an outlet against that wall. I'm assuming he's probably putting his bed there actually, so I don't really think he does. But again too, if he wants another outlet in here or something like that, we can do all of that probably before we paint. So there's kind of, again, an order of operations that has to take place before all the rooms can be moved and stuff like that. But we are hoping Friday my parents might be able to spend the first night in their new room upstairs, which has taken us so long. And it's like, and again too, it's not 100% completely done. We actually have to put in all of the lighting and outlets and stuff like that. But even too, if their furniture's up there, we can still get to everything. We can still do it. But also too, I don't know if I showed you guys, but the windows upstairs we're debating whether or not and where the trim is going. Plus too, like we're going to be doing like sliding barn doors on the one door for my mom's office. And like with that too, we're probably not doing that right now, but that's like something that as long as we have space to be able to do it, we can still do it later. It doesn't have to be done right now. We also, there's no door on the attic right now. Again too, that's something that has to be taken care of and put in and stuff like that. But again, it's not like it can't happen once furniture is being moved. So again too, most likely we will be able to, at least like I said, everybody will have a room for Christmas, which will be nice. And everybody will be able to be in their own rooms for Christmas and nobody has to share. But yeah, so anyways, really nice, really awesome that we're, like I said, really close. And again, I'm assuming he'll probably be done by the end of the week, so long as everything ends up working out, which is awesome, and we run into no problems or anything like that. But like I said, he pretty much finished most of the flooring. It was almost all done today. I was surprised at like how much was actually done when I went up there, because my dad was like, he came through like halfway through the day and he was like, oh, he finished with like my mom's whole office space. And I was like, oh, like that, it seemed pretty quick that he got it done. Like I thought it was going to be taking a lot longer. And so then when I went up there today and I saw like almost like, again too, from what I could see, because I didn't see my mom's closet, I was like, the entire room practically, but this one little spot wasn't done. Then I looked and I was like, oh, her closet space still isn't done, but her closet space is not that big. Like it's smaller than the office. So again too, it shouldn't end up taking that long. And he, like I said, he said I think that he's bringing somebody to help with do the trim work tomorrow. So like I said, that's pretty cool. We're, like I said, getting all that stuff done. But also too, I am starting to get packages for Christmas. And while that's awesome, I got my, well actually, I have the one part of my Amazon order. I actually only ordered stuff for the guinea pigs and the dogs from Amazon. And then me and Jack did a joint gift for my dad that he ordered. But like I said, like we're going in kind of like halvesies on it. And so he doesn't have, that hasn't come yet. He placed that a little bit later. The one I placed though came, the guinea pigs and the dog stuff. The dog thing I think was shipping separately. The guinea pig stuff all came today. Then also to my dad's gift, the soul gift that I bought for him, that one came today. And I'm like, I'm very quickly going to start running out of room in my room. Like you guys can see, that's the package on top of the dog's bed that's in here. That's also a gift for her. I'm running out of room in my room right now to be able to put things. So I was like, I'm gonna probably have to, like, because again too, Jack's room that he's moving into is going to be the primary room, so it's much bigger. And I was like, and since that's going to be my new room, I'm like, I probably need to start like just temporarily storing possibly some of my Christmas stuff, my Christmas presents that I'm giving to people for Christmas in there, because I don't have room right now. Like this stuff is stacking up in my room, and just in general too, because I have furniture in here that also doesn't belong in my room. It's not my furniture, it's just in here. And there's other things too that are just in here that I don't have space for, and they're in weird places and stuff like that, because again too, we're so crunched for space because we don't have upstairs. So anyways, long story short, we're very close to being done. It was awesome to get so much of that, like I said, work done today. And again too, the painting's all done upstairs, and we have to, again, he's doing the floor trim, but we still have to figure out a little bit of, again too, like what we're doing with window trim and stuff like that, which again can kind of take place a later time, because it's easier to get to that when there's, even if there's furniture in there and in the way sort of too. But like floor like trim, that's harder to do, because if you have like a bed in the way, you have to move the bed across the room to be able to get to the floor trim, and like that kind of stuff is more difficult. But as far as the, you know, other trim stuff that my parents want to possibly do upstairs, that's a little bit easier to do, even if there's furniture, or if it's kind of in the way. Like I said, it's a little bit easier to do than the flooring stuff. So anyways, like I said, we're getting really close. Like I would be so excited if by this weekend we can start moving furniture. It would be so cool. And like I said, you know, getting to, like, I'm hoping that we'd be able to even move my mom's desk, like, and get maybe even that put in upstairs this weekend. But we also, like I said too, we have to do some electric stuff. But my dad can do part of the electric. He actually said he'd probably work on it tomorrow once he gets home from work, because he has to do stuff that doesn't actually involve him hooking it up, like hooking some of the stuff up to the outlets, but not hooking the outlets up to the actual electric upstairs. There's like don't know, he has to wire the outlets up. That's what he's doing first. So he can do all of that because there's a lot of outlets that have to go in upstairs. So he's going to do all of that tomorrow once he gets home from work, because he can just do it while he's like in the living room or something like that. And while our contractor's working upstairs, because we don't want to be in his way. So, and then again too, it's just kind of quick from there and getting some of that stuff all wired in. And then, like I said, we'll be hopefully done like really soon. I'm so excited, guys. And I know I feel like it took us a long time to get it done. It probably shouldn't have, or didn't have to take us as long as it did. But again too, we were kind of working at our own time and our own pace, and we weren't insanely crunched for time. Again too, we, you know, again, a lot of the work we did ourselves, and then some of it, like I said, really we ended up having, you know, again, our contractor ended up doing for us. Again too, we were doing and moving at kind of our pace. And again, it got really tough when football season started, because my dad and Jack were gone like every single night, and then the weekends were super busy. And so, you know, now that that was over, it was like we totally like kicked it into hyperspeed, and we're able to like finish this by getting all the painting stuff done. And again too, once, you know, as soon as our contractor was done with the drywall upstairs, we were able to finish that. But like, I feel like the insulation, while it shouldn't have taken as long as it did, that's what kind of took the longest, because my dad was doing that, and it was one of the things where like he, you know, he had football, so he couldn't do a lot of it. Again too, that ended up taking a lot, you know, I don't want to say longer, but that was one of the things I noticed I think took the longest period of time to get done, where it shouldn't have. It should have probably been able to have been done in like a weekend or maybe 2 at most. You know, but when my dad, again too, he works, he had football practice, they had football games, they had, you know, football coaches meetings and all that kind of stuff going on. I mean, he was busy. He was, you know, football season is very, very busy. Like I said too, when it comes to us trying to do the project, it was difficult to try and get that stuff, you know, kind of finished up. But, you know, as soon as it was over, that was now all of a sudden it seems like everything is just rolling. We're getting the paint up, we're getting, again too, the floors done, and now again too, we'll probably finish the, you know, electric within this weekend. And even to the painting, I feel like it took us kind of like a week, or, you know, a little over a week to do. It didn't even need to really take us that long, but we were doing it over the Thanksgiving break time. Like, well, as Matthew was here to help and stuff like that too, it felt like it took us a little bit longer than it potentially should have. So again too, it's just, it also comes to scheduling, you know, stuff like that. It was like, we're trying to do this over Thanksgiving, you know, and stuff like that, and getting the painting done. And with Thanksgiving and all the prep work and cleaning and, you know, all that kind of stuff, it was just, you know, we had extra, you know, again, things kind of all going on in addition to just trying to finish the paint upstairs. It was like every single week, it seemed like too, especially in November, every single weekend almost was busy for us. We had something going on practically every week, or weekends pretty much too. And it was like football season is finally over and we still had stuff going on. So, like I said, that's, you know, again, we have to do stuff based around what our schedule, and we can do it, you know, especially to save money, because we could have hired somebody to paint, we could have hired somebody to build the walls upstairs, put the insulation and stuff like that. But, you know, again too, it was like we can do that ourselves, so we might as well. And it's, you know, again, will save us more money. Some of the stuff that we don't know much of what we're doing, like again, the drywall and the flooring and stuff like that, is why, you know, we're gonna have somebody be able to do that knows what they're doing. Because, you know, drywall, it's not that hard to figure out, but it's not, like my dad said that he ended up doing it with one of our friends at our old house, who he was a carpenter, and so, but he knew, he was like drywall, you know, could do all that stuff. And they ended up putting up, finishing what used to be a dining room and turned it into a bedroom. And all they had to do was like kind of just put up a wall in between one part, so they ended up doing that. But my dad said that the drywalling was like, he was good at it, but my dad was like, I don't want to have to do that. He was like, that was just too much. And the other thing too, my dad will not do is plumbing. He's like, it's not only is it messy, if you don't get it completely 100% right, you get a leak, and then you gotta have somebody come out and fix it anyway. And so, like, that's another thing my dad won't do. He won't do that, and he's not, you know, wanting to do drywall, and he's, you know, again, to the flooring, we just rather have somebody that knows what they're doing with the flooring and stuff like that too. So, you know, again, too, it's not that difficult to figure out, but we'd rather have somebody gonna be able to do it. My dad doesn't have like a table saw or like a, I forget what the other kind of saw is. All he has is like the little, you know, handheld kind of saw, electric saw, not like a just a regular like tree saw kind of thing, but like he just has, and you can't, sometimes the cuts aren't always straight if you're doing them with that. So like I said, our contractor, he has the tools to do that, that also. So like, again, to let him do it, make sure the cuts are all right and even and stuff like that. And again, too, it looks really nice upstairs. He's done a really good job. So like I said, I'll share with you guys that soon. But I'm just excited that we're super close, super close right now to getting this stuff done. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see you all very sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.